What are we calling him now anyways? Grogu, the child, Baby Yoda? This is getting out of hand. Hello there, I'm your friendly neighborhood fangirl and I'm super excited to go through my cosplay of Grogu from The Mandalorian with you. I really enjoyed watching the Star Wars show, and when I tell you I fell in love with this little green guy, honestly the majority of people living on this planet did. Grogu's costume design is pretty simple to let us focus on all the cuteness in his face. But then again, he is of a completely different species, so there were a few hard things to tackle with this cosplay. I'll go through each thing I wore to get the Baby Yoda look, and then put up a few photos from how it all turned out at the end. The only pictures I own in this video are those ones and those of my progress through making items. All others are credited to their owners. There is one main clothing item for Grogu, which is his robe. It's a sandy beige colour with woolen cuffs around the end of the sleeves and a woolen collar around the neck. I chose to try sewing it with help from my mom instead of buying one, which would end up costing more. The fabric was $10 since it was on special, and the wool was $3 per mini bundle. We bought 2 of those. For sewing the robe, I followed this great tutorial by AvantGeek, which I'll link in the description, and I made some of my own adjustments, of course. The tutorial explains it really well if you want to do it yourself. But the main idea is that you lie down and trace the shape of the robe around your body onto 2 pieces of fabric. Then you sew them together, leaving space for the head, arms and legs to come out, and you've got your robe all done. Pretty simple and a great cosplay project for me since I've only sewn little accessories with my machine so far. With the wool I cut 2 strips to sew onto the ends of the sleeves to give them more length. The collar around the neck was a bit harder. As you can see, it's not on here right now. That is because it's a completely different piece. I cut out a longer strip of wool and then made it into a tunnel by sewing down the sides to some scrap white fabric. This is just so I don't have wool rubbing against my neck, because here in Australia it's summer right now and I don't want to get hot wearing the robe. The next step with the collar was putting some foam through it to get the structure. Then to wear it, I just join the ends together and make them overlap a little bit. Again, this was all heavily inspired by AvantGeek's tutorial, so please go check it out afterwards if you're doing your own cosplay of Grogu. That's the robe all done. The ears are the main thing that really makes this cosplay recognisable. Paired with the robe, people are sure to say, "Oh, you're Grogu," instead of, "Are you a gremlin or something?" Well, hopefully. That's what I'm aiming for here. For my ears, I cut the base out of foam and then copied it so I had 2. Then my mum helped me cut green fox fur and white felt to make the cover the foam slips into. Funny story, we couldn't actually find any green fox fur, just as fabric. So we bought a little heart-shaped pillow with it on both sides and cut it all out just for this. The next step was putting the ears on the headband so I could actually wear them. We cut out little rectangles of foam which folded around the green headband, so we could attach the main foam of the ears to either side. Then we put the fabric over and my mum sewed it all up. Again, AvantGeek's tutorial in her video explains this even further. I based mine off of her fabric Baby Yoda ears, so in no way is this an original design. I'm not experienced enough to do my own yet, but hopefully I will be in the future. We actually have 2 other accessories to cover before we move on. This is the little Mandalorian pendant that I made. The shape is kind of off since the skull is a bit longer, but I'm proud of it since this was my first time working with air dry clay.
One hour later.
I stuck some wire through it so it could function as a necklace, and after it dried, I spray painted it to make it silver. The symbol of this particular pendant is the mythosaur, which is a great beast that Mandalorians used to tame and ride before the time period in which the Mandalorian is set. Grogu wears it in episode 8. Shoes. I can't remember if we see what Grogu is actually wearing on his feet, if he even has shoes, but I decided to use these brown boots that I got in the holidays, so I keep the colours matching up. You probably don't even see them under the robe since it's so long. It took me 2 cosplay diaries, but I finally bought a wig. It's mint green to match the ears. I'm still mastering how to wear it and all, but I'm really happy with it because I ordered it online and I didn't know if it was going to be bad or not. For makeup, I didn't want to use body paint, so I just took bits and bobs from this great tutorial by Jedi Manda, which I'll link down below. The basics are foundation and different shades of green eyeshadow that you blend together on your eyelids, beneath your eyes and across your nose. I also added in my lip balm since I forgot it last time. Here are some pictures from my final outfit, which I wore to a small sci-fi celebration. I hope you enjoyed this video. Liking, commenting and subscribing is much appreciated because right now this channel is quite small and hidden in the labyrinth of YouTube. And I'd like to get my message out that anybody can do cosplay. For more easy breakdowns of costumes, feel free to check out my channel and even my Instagram page. Thank you again.